Okay, so prom is like right around the corner for a lot of you guys.
Mm.
And let's be real, picking out the right outfit can be super stressful.
Oh, yeah. It can definitely feel like there are a million options. And it's tough to know where to even start.
That's why we are diving into this awesome guide we got from Darianna Bridal and Tuxedo.
They've been in the business forever, so they know their stuff.
Yeah, they've got all the insider tips, and we're going to break it all down for you so you can show up to prom feeling like $1,000,000.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right? So one of the first things you might be wondering is suit or tux? Like, what's the deal?
Yeah, is there like a big price difference? Or is it more about the look?
Well, they actually bust the myth that tuxedos are always more expensive. You know, sometimes a really nice designer suit, like a Ted Baker or Hugo Boss, can actually end up costing more than a tux, especially if you're looking at high-end fabrics.
Wow, so you're saying like a really fancy suit could be even pricier than a basic tux.
Yeah, exactly. It all depends on the details. But the guide kind of suggests that suits might be a good fit for junior prom, since it's usually a bit more casual. Then you can save the tux for the big shebang senior prom.
I see what you're saying, but I kind of feel like prom is prom. You
Yeah.
know, why not just go all out with the tux right from the start?
Oh, for sure. I totally get that. It really comes down to your personal style and what you feel most comfortable in. But I think it is helpful to understand the key differences. You know, a tux usually has those satin details on the lapels, the buttons, and pockets.
Right.
Whereas a suit is typically all one fabric.
Yeah.
And then tuxes often come with a vest and bow tie.
Hmm.
Suits are a little more versatile. You can dress them up or down. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay.
Okay, so say you were going for the tux. What's the deal with those like $99 tuxedo ads that you see everywhere? Are those legit, or is there like a catch?
That's a great question. And the guide actually warns about falling into that trap. Because, yeah, it can sound too good to be true. And often it is. Because that $99 usually only covers the super basic jacket and pants.
Yeah,
So then you get hit with all these extra charges for the vest, the shirt, the tie shoes, all the little things that actually make the outfit look complete, you know?
So it's like one of those free phone offers
Yes.
that end up costing you a fortune in hidden fees.
Haha, exactly. So you definitely don't want to be stressing about those surprise costs when you're trying to plan the perfect prom. The guide really recommends checking out local shops with transparent pricing. And look for places with great reviews, you know? You'll be in much better hands.
Makes total sense. Okay, so what if you already own some of the pieces?
Yeah.
Like maybe you have a nice suit jacket from another event.
Yeah.
Can you rent just the things you're missing?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The guide talks about that option, but they point out that renting individual pieces might not actually save you that much money. Yeah, a lot of shops have these package deals where you get everything bundled together at a discount. So it's definitely worth doing the math, comparing prices, and seeing what works best for your budget, you know?
So it's all about being smart and doing your research. I like it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And this guide is full of those little tips that can make a big difference. Oh, and one of the biggest things they stress in the guide is booking early.
Booking early.
Yeah.
Like how early are we talking?
As early as possible,
Oh, wow.
honestly.
Really? Is prom attire that in demand?
You would be surprised. Prom season often overlaps with all the spring weddings, so rental shops can get super busy. Plus, certain styles and sizes are always more popular,
Yeah.
and they can definitely run out, especially if you wait till the last minute.
Okay, so it's kind of like booking a flight or a hotel.
Yeah,
You know, the earlier you book, the better your chances of getting what you want.
exactly. And here's a pro tip that the guide mentions. You can actually lock in your size and style even if you don't know your date's dress color yet.
Oh, that's smart.
They can add those details later, so you don't have to stress about it right away.
Okay, that's super helpful. Speaking of coordinating with your date, I've always wondered how that actually works. Like, do you have to bring in a swatch of the fabric or like a picture of the dress?
The guide suggests a few different options. Bringing a fabric swatch is definitely the best because it gives the shop the most accurate representation of the color.
Right.
But obviously that's not always possible. You could also go to the shop with the dress itself. Or if all else fails, a photo can work too. But they do warn that photos can be a little deceiving sometimes. You know, lighting and stuff can affect how the color looks.
Yeah, for sure. I've definitely had those online shopping fails where the color looks completely different in person.
Totally. So it's always best to err on the side of caution. When it comes to prom attire, you know, you want everything to be perfect.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's say you've picked out your outfit, you've booked your rental, you're all set. What are the key things to watch out for when you go to pick it up?
Okay, so first things first, try everything on as soon as you get to the shop,
Even if you got measured beforehand.
especially if you got measured beforehand. You want to make sure everything fits perfectly. And sometimes those last-minute growth spurts can throw things off.
Oh, yeah.
So give yourself enough time for adjustments if anything needs to be tweaked.
That's a good point. I hadn't even thought about that.
It's better to catch those things early on, rather than scrambling at the last minute.
Right. It's like you wouldn't wait till the day of your wedding to try on your dress.
Exactly. So once you've got the fit all sorted out, what about returning the rental? Any tips on how to avoid those late fees? Or like losing pieces?
Yeah, because those can add up.
Oh, yeah, for sure. So the guide really stresses the importance of understanding the return policy. Make sure you know the exact due date and any potential penalties for being late.
Right.
And before you leave prom, double check that you have all the pieces. You'd be surprised how easy it is to accidentally swap jackets with someone.
Really? People swap jackets at prom?
It happens more often than you think. And then if that other jacket doesn't get returned to the right shop, things can get a little messy. So, yeah, just make sure you're leaving with your own stuff.
Okay, good to know. I'll definitely be triple checking my pockets. So we've talked about tuxes, suits, rentals. What about the actual shop itself? Are there certain things we should be looking for when choosing where to rent from?
Yes, definitely. The guide suggests considering some practical things, like their hours of operation.
Oh, yeah, that's important.
You don't want to be dealing with traffic and then limited store hours on top of everything else.
No, for real.
Yeah.
Prom planning is stressful enough as it is.
Exactly. What else? Parking availability is another big one.
Oh, true.
Lugging around a garment bag can be a pain, so you want to make
Yeah.
sure there's easy parking.
Yeah, I hadn't even thought about that.
Yeah.
But that's a good point.
And of course, you want to make sure the shop carries the latest trends. You want to look stylish and current, not like you're borrowing your dad's old prom suit.
Uh-huh, right. Definitely not the goal. So any other red flags or green flags to look out for?
The guide really highlights the importance of the staff.
Okay.
Ideally, they should have expert stylists who can guide you through the process, offer personalized advice, and really help you create a look that's uniquely you.
That would be amazing. It's like having your own personal fashion consultant for prom.
Exactly. And that can make the whole experience so much smoother and more enjoyable. They can help you with the fit, suggest accessories, even give you tips on how to care for the garments.
Wow. So it's not just about finding the right outfit. It's about finding the right shop, too.
Exactly.
This guide is really making me realize there's a lot more to this prom attire thing than meets the eye.
There really is. And it's clear that Darianna Bridal and Tuxedo, they really go above and beyond for their customers. They want to make sure everyone looks and feels their best for prom.
I love that. It's so nice to see a business that genuinely cares.
Me too. It's refreshing. You can tell they're passionate about what they do.
It reminds me that even in something as simple as renting a tux, there's still that human element, that connection between the business and the customer.
I agree. And that connection can make all the difference. It's not just about providing a service. It's about building relationships and creating positive experiences.
Well said. So we've covered a lot of ground here. Tuxedos versus suits, the $99 tuxedo trap, choosing the right shop. Anything else from the guide that really stood out to you?
One thing that really impressed me was their emphasis on individuality. They really encourage people to embrace their unique style and step outside of those traditional boxes.
Oh, like that.
Whether that means choosing a classic tux with a modern twist, rocking a bold suit in an unexpected color, or even going for a more gender-fluid look that breaks all the rules. The guide really celebrates self-expression and encourages prom-goers to create a look that truly reflects who they are.
I'm so here for that message. Prom should be about celebrating your individuality and having fun, not feeling pressured to conform to some outdated standard.
Exactly. It's a night to shine, to show the world who you are, and to make memories that will last a lifetime.
So let's recap everything we've learned from this amazing guide. We talked about the differences between tuxedos and suits, the importance of booking early, the art of coordinating with your date, and the key things to watch out for when you're picking up and returning your rental. We also talked about how important it is to find a reputable shop with a knowledgeable staff and a focus on individual style.
We covered a lot of ground, but hopefully you're feeling a lot more prepared and confident about this whole prom attire thing now.
Right. You're practically an expert at this point. But before we wrap things up, I want to touch on one last point from the guide that really stuck with me. It's the idea that prom is about so much more than just the clothes.
Oh, absolutely.
It's about celebrating all the hard work you've put in, the friendships you've made, the challenges you've overcome.
Yeah.
It's a moment to pause and appreciate how far you've come.
It really is. It's like taking a step back and seeing the bigger picture, beyond just the outfit and the party.
Yeah, it really hit me when the guide talked about prom being like a culmination of all those late night study sessions, all the friendships, the challenges, the whole journey.
It is. It's a moment to reflect on how far you've come and everything you've learned.
And to celebrate all the amazing things that are still to come.
Exactly. And I think the guide does a fantastic job of weaving that message throughout their advice. It's not just about looking good, it's about feeling good about yourself and everything you've accomplished.
Totally. And that confidence, that sense of self-assuredness, that's what really shines through, no matter what you're wearing.
It really does. And you know what else I loved about this guide is that it's so clear that it was written by people who genuinely care.
Yeah.
They're passionate about helping people feel their best for this special occasion.
Yeah, I totally agree. You can feel that personal touch.
Mm-hmm.
Like you really want to make each person's prom experience memorable.
Exactly. And it just goes to show that even in something as seemingly simple as renting a tux, there's still that human element, that connection between the business and the customer.
And that connection can make all the difference.
It really can. It's not just about providing a service. It's about building relationships and creating positive experiences.
So well said. So as we wrap up this deep dive into the world of prom attire, we hope you're feeling a lot more prepared and confident about tackling this whole process.
Absolutely. You've got this.
You've learned about the ins and outs of tuxedos versus suits. You've navigated those tricky budget traps. And you even know how to find a rental shop that feels like your own personal style squad.
We've covered it all.
But most importantly, we hope you've also absorbed that bigger message, that prom is really a celebration of you.
It's your night to shine.
It's a time to embrace your accomplishments, your style, your unique journey. So when you step onto that dance floor, remember to have fun, create lasting memories, and just own the night.
And who knows, maybe someday you'll be the one passing on the prom wisdom, sharing your own experiences and insights with the next generation of prom goers.
That's right. So that's it for this deep dive. We'll catch you next time. Until then, stay curious, stay informed, and most importantly, stay true to yourself.